The Bancor Network Arb Fastlane protocol is a piece of DeFi infrastructure which performs intra-blockchain arbitrage. The Fastlane is currently deployed on these 10 blockchains, servicing the 90 or so protocols which encompass thousands of pools, by making sure they have up-to-date pricing even when there is market volatility. And market volatility there was. On October 10th of 2025, looming concerns over potential global trade wars between the United States and China coincided with Bitcoin crashing. Bitcoin went from 121k to 110k, just about 10% of its value in 12 hours. And in the week following, it continued to fall in USD adjusted terms until on the 17th, it hit a local low of 104k. So, the 10th and the 17th. Keep these dates in mind, we're going to come back to them in a minute. Now for the important questions. How well does the Arb Fastlane do its job when there's extreme market volatility? And can the Arb Fastlane keep up? The answer to both of these questions is a resounding yes. The Arb Fastlane was performing tens of thousands of transactions per day during this time. On October 10th, during the first wave of volatility, the Arb Fastlane on Say set a new record for daily transactions, and then it broke that record again 2 days later on the 12th, with an astounding 19,660 transactions in a single day. And 5 days after that, on October 17th, it broke that record again with 20,820 transactions in a single day. The record-breaking number of arbitrage transactions have more than one purpose. Firstly, the pricing stays up to date on the pools serviced by the Arb Fastlane. Next is that, on Say, the Arb Fastlane was one of the most active DeFi users on the entire blockchain, which makes sense when you're doing over 100,000 transactions in a single week. Lastly, this organic activity is done using the Say blockchain's native token, Say. Arbitrage is an entirely organic activity. It happens in every market with active users, and naturally promotes price efficiency by aligning the value across different venues, ultimately benefiting all participants through more accurate and stable pricing. During this time where the Arb Fastlane on Say had drastically increased its activity, the Arb Fastlane deployments on TAC and Celo were also fully functional. Users need to be comfortable in their reliance on DeFi protocols, and they need to have some level of confidence that the price they see is the most accurate and up-to-date price. On Celo, the Arb Fastlane was averaging somewhere in the range of 500 to 1,000 Arbs a day for the months of June, July, August, and September. But during the 7-day time period from October 10th to October 17th, that average went up to about 5,000 daily transactions. The deployment of CarbonDeFi and the Arb Fastlane on TAC also saw stable use throughout this time period. The intra-block arbitrage performed by the Arb Fastlane is not a form of MEV. It is not a sandwich attack. There is no front-running, no back-running. The Arb Fastlane isn't some special contract with priority over the regular user, and it doesn't exploit or take advantage of any user's position or liquidity. The Arb Fastlane looks for price discrepancies for like assets and arbs them. It isn't extracting value from end users. CarbonDeFi on the protocol level was designed with this in mind. There is an extremely in-depth article written by product lead Dr. Mark Richardson, which goes into this in great detail, linked in 2 parts in the description. Users who create maker positions on CarbonDeFi in the form of limit orders or range orders literally cannot be the victim of an MEV sandwich attack. The limit orders and range order positions on CarbonDeFi are literally immune to these types of attacks. And MEV is a big deal. EigenFi reports that in the last 7 days alone, there have been 13,604 sandwich attacks, which have siphoned $465,000 away from users on just the Ethereum blockchain. The profits on these attacks are about $28,000. The attackers, a group of 77 or so bots, are exploiting 7,700 actual users. They are stuck in a perpetual cycle where MEV bots are the predators and the end user is the prey. Traders and strategy creators on CarbonDeFi don't have to worry about these kinds of attacks. The Arb Fastlane isn't engaging in rent-seeking behavior. CarbonDeFi provides a service to the end user. The Arb Fastlane performs arbitrage to make sure that users get the best and most stable pricing. And these 2 things combined mean that the incentives of CarbonDeFi, the Arb Fastlane, and the end user are aligned. They are now collaborators in the modern DeFi ecosystem. The infrastructure provided by the Arbot and the MEV protection provided by CarbonDeFi means that end users will be able to rely on the ecosystem and the protocols inside that ecosystem, even in times of extreme volatility. If you would like CarbonDeFi or the Arb Fastlane deployed to your blockchain, please reach out to me on Telegram.